This screencast will demonstrate a quick, easy, and risk-free way to create your own custom sketch motion callouts. First, start a small test project. To do that, I'm going to go to library and I'm going to load a placeholder image, no audio, on the timeline. Next, I'm going to click in the middle of the image, and then I'm going to go to the callouts tab, and I'm going to pick one of the standard callouts. In this case, I'll use the sketch motion scribble, and I'll add that to the timeline. Here's our standardized callout. What we're going to do next is we're going to convert this to a custom sketch motion callout that looks like what we want it to look like. With the basic callout on the timeline, right click and add that to library. Be sure and keep the default name. Use the home key to put the cursor at the beginning, and let's call it something we can work with. In this case, so I'm going to call it my callout. And I'm going to put a dash there to separate, enter key. So now I have a standard default scribble callout in library called my callout with the trailer name. The reason we want to leave the trailer name here is that the string here, the date and time, is the name of the callouts folder in the library. Make note of the value. Typically, you only need to keep track of the last string here. In this case, 082-952. Open up and navigate to an instance of Inkscape, which is a free vector drawing tool. Maximize the window, and in the lower right corner, change the value in this control to 100% tab key. Select the drawing tool, freehand lines. Now draw your custom sketch motion callout. For this example, I'm going to spell my name. And you can make this any style you want. You can also, if you don't like the way it's spread out, use the selector tool, select everything you drew, and then you can move around the handles here, make it look a little different. You can have a lot of fun with this. But when you're finished, what you're going to do is go to the File menu, Save As, navigate to your Camtasia Studio library folder, and we want to find that callout we just created, and I believe it was 082-952. It's the last one that we created. I keep the items in this folder sorted by date and modified, with the freshest one or the newest one at the top. Makes it easy to find. Open the folder and click on the existing .svg file. Then just click the Save command button. What we're going to do is overwrite the design here in the existing Scrabble file. So hit Save. I'm going to say Replace. And now if I go back to my open instance of Camtasia Studio, and let's delete the original Scrabble, select Delete, and I'm going to again right click, add the timeline, and notice that the sketch motion has now taken on the shape that we designed as opposed to the default value. And you can work with this like any other sketch motion callout. One big benefit of this approach is that you can jump back and forth between Inkscape and Camtasia Studio and come up with replacement designs as you go along. Just be careful with the fact that if you're going to need to keep this in your project, you need to send the one you use to library and then come up with a different one for the next one. For example, I want to keep this as an ongoing project, so I'm going to draw it out. I'm going to right click, add this to library, and call it A. Enter key. So we've got a callout called A. Next, we're going to go back to Inkscape here, and I'm going to change the design here. It's already all selected. I'll hit the delete key. Now I'm just going to type in or print my last name, And again, I'm going to go File, Save As. And I'm going to save this over top, the one that we originally used. I'm not going to chase down a new callout. Select, Save, Replace, go back to Camtasia Studio. Now, this one's already on the timeline. And you can use it like this, but if you were to close and open the project again, it's going to become my last name. I'm going to select here on the timeline and send this one down again. The one we did with the scribble, add to timeline. Notice that it spells my last name this time. Again, you can work with this like any other sketch motion callout. And if we wanted to, I could create myself, let's say, a new line. And I'll put this over top the first one. And now I've got my name, Bob Jones, and I can play this. And you can see they work fine. You can have a lot of fun with these. Takes a little creativity. Just keep track of the fact that if I was to close this project, save it, and reopen it, both of these sketch motions would now say my last name, so you'd have to replace the one we originally added with the one called Bob. Otherwise, this is a real easy way of creating all the sketch motion callouts you want.